All right, we are only 20 minutes away from our first live look-in for the Stampeders and Red Blacks here in calling the Audible. Peeze, Simone, Eagle,
Hi.
GM.
The first live look-in because no one asked for it.
Don't worry.
That's fair. Thanks,
It was a
Jam.
very
Also,
popular.
are you building my list?
No one's commented yet.
But I want you to actively build a list.
While we're doing the show.
Yes.
I can't do this at another point.
No, I need it now. Guy, I have 3 days to my engagement. I need playlist. I need straight bangers.
See, this is your problem, Peeze. Your problems suddenly become my problems?
No, see, I have no problems because I have you.
Peace. What if you,
That's your only source of employment in FBF is make sure Peace is okay.
Peace? What don't you just Google?
I guess chauffeuring
straight
covers
bangers?
that as well, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm the talent, and Eagle is my personal assistant / hetero life partner,
Well,
Nice. Eagle.
and perhaps not always hetero life.
All you
partner.
gotta do is just Google straight bangers, put it on a playlist.
He's gonna get so much porn.
yeah,
If I want
77 days.
and counting.
If I wanted pictures of your mom, Simone, I just check your profile.
All right, okay, let's get back to the Div D podcast now.
Jam,
That got
take
personal.
Yeah, that got very personal.
Got some bangers and mash up in there. Up in there.
The week that was
Up
in
and
Division
down.
D.
Yes, Division D. We know what the
Game
D
that I
stands for.
saw in Division D.
What'd you
The
see, man?
Brotherhood against Blazing Bayou, 24-8.
Ooh, yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah, Dylan Daou, Francois Desereau combined for a 9 for 33 for 82 yards, 1 TD, 2 INTs.
Well-
Jamal Gittins, monster game defensively and had an okay game quarterback-wise. But Brotherhood now have found their groove and they have put together some strong wins in the last few weeks.
Well, I find that Brotherhood finally found, like we talked about this. We knew that Jamal Gittins at some point would figure it out, and it
Well,
was
not
just
Mo. Mo didn't think so.
No.
No,
Mo thought he needed to be replaced.
Mo also thinks that
Yeah,
Sam
he had to be
Mastroba is not
replaced.
a football player. So, But I think it's just a matter of time before a guy like Jamal Gittins, who has so much higher division experience, could figures out what works for his team and how to play the position with what he has. Obviously, that takes more than 1 week, and this is a perfect example. He's not the best quarterback in the division. He's the best athlete in the division, but he's not the best quarterback. As a defensive player, just don't pick against him. Just go anywhere else but against him. But offensively, he found a way to score a little bit. Their defense is very strong, and 24 points will win them games.
I think you're right about the, if they get 20, as PZ always alludes to, right? Was it 5 touchdowns?
5 touchdowns.
Yeah, 33
should-
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should
It's
find
the
the
magic
percentage.
number.
What's the percentage of you getting 5 touchdowns? Like in general, 5 touchdowns for you to win an FPF game.
I'm looking at Eagle
Yeah,
for
look
those
at Eagle
listening.
too.
I'll get my computer and I'll do the math.
Thank you.
I mean, you seem to be on. the
Well,
computer at the
you
moment.
don't have a week off or anything, right? So you have nothing to do, right? You're busy doing a lot of things, right? So
This is your week where you only have one job.
You're only leaving next week.
yeah, to Gainesville, Florida.
We're gonna have a better producer next week.
The defense, they figured it out.
But they made a lot of mistakes, though. Like we were there.
They were slopping offense.
Take away the bazillion drops from Blazing Bayou, and that's a very close game.
It is, but I just think that, and you made a point about Dylan Daou, right? And the way he fires those balls in. And for those who follow higher divisions, Mario Pareca, who plays in Division B with DTM,
Drop the mic.
drop the mic. On a 2-yard, hey, we'll just soft toss it for you. He'll missile that football into your chest.
He's
So that's
like
one
Peeze
thing-
in a warm-up.
Yeah.
So the thing that's hard for a lot of guys to learn is that to have a different repertoire of throws for different situations. How to throw a ball with arc, how to throw a ball with touch, how to throw a ball hard in a tight window, how to throw a ball hard downfield.
A few hard men, though. They can
A few hard
catch
men.
the ball.
But the thing is like
Okay.
that's the thing Dylan Daou needs to learn because he knows the game. His play calling's fine. He's a great arm. He just doesn't need to use it on every throw.
It's funny because in Madden they have those controls and people seem to master it, but in real life people
Yeah.
just forget that's a possibility.
Yeah.
They just drill them.
Yeah, there's one play that he seems to call more often than not where he takes a snap, drops back, he's like 15 yards behind the line, and he waits for his guys to get to that 10-yard line for the first down, and then he just chucks it for like 30 yards into somebody's chest, which works really well, to be honest with you. Like, it's a very good play, and it's good. Like, every time he does it, I'm impressed to see that ball stays on the line the whole way. Problem is, when you throw that same hard ball on a 5-yard out,
Eventually it's going to be a defender's chest.
the guys don't catch it.
Yeah.
Either get better receivers or don't throw as hard.
I have a question for you, boys. What are your thoughts on Ryan Dobbs Garnett as a player?
I like him.
He gets under the skin of many people, though.
including Nimrod Janikowski. Can someone get me a pronunciation?
Nimrod.
Jankowski. Nimrod.
Was it Nimrod or was it Jamal the Gunderskin?
I don't know.
Jamal torched them.
Yeah, I think he was like because Nimrod Jankowski was talking trash while losing the game. It seemed to really irritate Brotherhood, and was like, come on, how does that never happen to you in FPF? Like, it's one of the things teams do to try and rally you up. Is like talk shit while you're losing, and then it weirdly.
Yeah, but then the response every time can just be, "What's the score?"
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I still playing your mom. So
Yeah, but what's the score?
So tell her I'm sorry with the herpes.
So
what's the score right now?
though, like, what do you view him as a football player in the FPF world? Is he?
What do you mean?
I like him. He's
Can you
versatile.
give me a scale? Like, how do we rate this?
We'll do out of 10,
Bell
10 being
curve.
the highest.
Okay, but what's 10?
From Jamal Gardner to Kevin Wyeth.
Yeah, we could do that. Sure.
The famous scale.
What I like about Ryan Dobbs Gardner is he appears to be very versatile, can fill a lot of different roles on the team, and I think if he plays in a higher division, he won't necessarily be a game breaker, but he's going to be a guy who's valuable because he can contribute in a lot of different ways in the game.
So high-end plumber.
Yeah, but have you had to pay a plumber recently?
It's expensive.
So
balls.
see,
we
you
all
know what?
made a mistake in life by not becoming plumbers.
By the way, if you want,
you're gonna go with that.
If you need a
Or
plumber, I
electricians.
got a guy who's really good.
No, I'm
Great
Italian.
plumber.
I clearly have a plumber.
Yeah, true. Oh, that's really
Like outside of the
Nobody wanted to make the Mario joke.
Yeah.
So
I had that in the back of my mind.
I was at the Green Lantern Corps, or as Mokan would say, Green Lantern Corps,
Yep.
against Adonis A's game.
How good was that game?
It was a good game. It was fun. It was a fun game. So I'll start with the good.
Okay, I like goods.
Manny Kardashian, ridiculous game, and like
With his injured finger?
it didn't seem he was so open. He could have caught the ball with his face. I'm getting to him. I got my piece for him. Don't worry. I just pointed to the GM for those listening. Manny Kardashian, ridiculous game, 4 touchdowns, but a lot of them are just Hyman Long looking downfield on the post, and Manny Kardashian's by himself, like just nobody around.
Because
A
why
lot of times it
cover
was
him?
cover 2 and the corners dropping, and you run the post from slot, so there's no way anyone.
So hey, touchdown!
It's a given touchdown, and you can't give Hyman Long the same look all game. He looked like a Division 1 quarterback in this game.
He'll
basically.
machete you.
Okay.
That's what he's going to do to
Yeah,
you.
he like cut it up. Like he would, and like I would see him pre-snap, like turn his head, look back in like disbelief, and then throw exactly to that spot. Like he couldn't believe they kept giving him the same look, and it was an impressive game by him.
So that's the good.
Adonis is very impressive as well on the offensive side of the ball. Michael Kazaka had like this was the game between two of the best wide receivers. Actually, it wasn't even Michael. It was Matthew Kazaka had a great game. But just to say, like, it was just fun offensively. Just sparks were flying all game long.
Okay.
Now
So that was the good.
late in the game, and this guy doesn't win the Mokan douche of the week just because I have a better nominee for later in the show.
Oh boy.
Nice tease.
Yeah, so I'll get to that soon. But what happened in this game? So late in the game, can you pronounce it for me, GM?
Who's this?
Petru Andreescu?
Petru Andreescu.
And rescue.
He dove over the guy and like legit pulled him down. And if you've played against Petru Andreescu, he does it every game. And I think part of the reason is because he gets picked on defense. And I've spoken to him after the game. Seems like it's normal, chill, relaxed human being. But the guys from Adonis A's obviously got upset and got into his face because he legit tackled a dude in the middle of the field. Like, yo, control your body. I understand you're in Division D, and that's probably why you're not going to move out of Division D. But you need body control to play this game, or you're going to hurt somebody,
Or
or
yourself.
you're going to hurt yourself.
It's a real Russell Peters line you use.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know bad comedians.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my take on Petru Andreescu and the Green Lantern Corps.
Corpse.
So do you guys have another game? Because I got.
Yeah,
another
I
one
got.
Somebody gonna get hurt real bad.
That's what my dad used to say to me as a kid. Gotham Knights hammering takeover, 45-27.
Are you surprised by this?
No, not really. I think takeover. We hailed their victories in winter, but this division might be a little bit too high for them.
So
I actually think Gotham Knights are better than we're giving them credit for because
they are good.
We are our bias against them is their lack of success in previous seasons.
In
which
in recent
seasons. But this is the best they've played. It's the most consistent roster they've had in a while. Chris Rivet looks better than he's looked in a while.
So he lost weight.
You know, he looks fly, man. Justin real good. He's got some pumps.
But his
going.
play calling's been very good though.
Yeah, and like he's surprising teams with the play calling because it's not the same plays that you expect. Usually, second half's team would close in on him.
Gone Nice usually has a different style of offense than most teams does. I remember watching Chris Rivet play recently where he just rolls to one side, throws the ball, and has to place his glasses back on his nose because they're falling down.
But that's not been him this season.
After
been
pump
taking
faking
shots
4
off you.
times.
He's like
But again, it's been a much more efficient offense.
That's a good thing.
He's using the fact that teams know that about him and calling plays to exploit what he expects the defense to run against the offense people remember. You know what I mean?
Lulling them into a false sense of security.
Exactly. Like a
So
little
that's
bit of
very-
rope-a-dope.
So
you know?
very smart.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he did it to us first week, and we were like, got them nice, easy win. All right, they beat us by 3 points. That's cool. What the hell? And the defense is good. You know, like they
Yes.
have.
They've always had a good defense, though.
You know, and especially I find Alex Godet doesn't get enough credit as a defender.
Yeah, picked 6 in that game.
But he dude,
Oh, he was
good
close
DB,
enough.
man.
the amount of
Pick 6.
times that you think your receiver's wide open and he closes the gap is it's impressive. And he doesn't look like a guy who would do that. He doesn't look that quick, but he gets there and he breaks on the ball with full head of steam. So usually when he does intercept the ball that way, it's a pick six.
We have to go to in about 10 minutes from now, Steph Berardi with a live look in for Vic in the box against Team Ethnic. They're playing during this podcast, which we get to.
So team ethnic against team not so ethnic.
Exactly.
Right.
Games that he saw.
I saw Show Me Your TDs Diablos.
I was going to
Yes.
ask Simo,
Oh,
actually.
okay. I'll let
Yeah.
Simo go because my douche of the week
We'll get to
comes
that.
from
Coming up.
Show Me Your TDs versus Diablos.
What, Mike?
Yeah. And Mike and his
Their
big
best
stupid
friend?
beard.
I saw that. Well, I didn't see the game, but the game I wanted to bring up was Homo Sapiens against All Looks. So last week we talked about Homo Sapiens, the fact that François Delaurier did not throw an interception yet. I jinxed him. He did this week.
Great play. Thomas Couture rushing, tipped the ball, and it just went right into.
He's a good rusher, man.
No,
He's a
he's
very good rusher.
A good rusher is really underselling that.
Yeah,
Like that's a
understatement.
disrespect to Thomas Couture if you're saying he's just a good rusher.
He's every time you watch All Looks, people the FPF bias is people look at offense more than defense. So people look at the quarterback, they look at the receivers. Oh, it's a very good team. Their defense overall is not the best defense in the division, but that rusher makes it an elite defense. And
They have a Transformers defense, man.
what do you mean?
They have a bunch of guys that fly all over the place. They're not big players, but they cover a lot of space.
Yeah, and it helps when your rusher takes a second or two away from the quarterback too. They don't get that extra second. They don't get to the third read. It's get it out of your hands quick because the rusher's right there, and they know that and they play according to that, and that's where their defense gets much better. It helps everybody around them.
Okay, before we get to the douche of the week, full centers, Blazing Confused. We're not gonna go into details about this. Centers won 40-12, but I gotta say though, I have figured out the quarterback noise that full centers own.
What?
Quarterback and Joseph Chichire does. Like, you ever hear him celebrate?
Okay.
He sounds like an adult film star when he's
A what? Sorry.
adult film star.
Okay.
Yeah! Oh, yeah! And he does like this Shooter McGavin. You remember the movie Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like-
Get some red lobster up in here.
Yeah, like he's...
Who is this guy?
He is Shooter McGavin, man.
Yeah.
He is
Having
shooting.
sex.
Yeah. Yeah!
With the polar bear.
Like a real 80s celebration.
He's
of
good
it.
though. He's playing well.
Well, like, this is a big one for Senders, right? Because it puts them back in the 8th seed or one of the lower remaining seeds
Yeah.
in the playoff rankings. And, you know,
How'd you make out, Super Chief?
You're fine in water.
A little bit.
Right there.
Oh my god, he's the worst.
This is not the.
Such a bad producer.
How do you not have a standby where you can cue things?
So
Yeah.
yeah, so
I don't
no,
understand that.
but I think they're a good team. They're just very up and down. They have good weeks. They have bye weeks.
Yeah.
This was a good one for them. They also played a team that struggles offensively, and Blazing Confused. So
You know what? I'll give Blazing Confused one thing. They kept it close, but
yeah, it wasn't that
they-
bad.
They struggle at the quarterback position.
Yes.
But the defense isn't half bad. The defense played tight, and it was at one point, guys. I know Peeze is smiling like an alligator seeing its prey at the lip of the sand and trenching water.
Listen, alligators are charming.
They are
They have beautiful smiles.
He was struggling with that one. Like had alligator, water, sand, whatever.
It's like an alligator somewhere.
Yeah,
In the backseat of your car.
They have the piece is there. I just think they need to get a better blueprint of a defensive scheme to work with.
They have some good players. I
They have
like.
some decent players.
There's a few guys. Angelo Morlatos played really. He even played in Division B afterwards.
Yeah.
Or C. Anyways, he played in a higher
But
division afterwards.
I've played
And
against him in Division
he's
good.
6
Hammer time?
before.
Yeah. Hammer time.
The receiver of the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
He's legit talented.
Nice.
He's
Good.
He's
He
very
needs to
good.
break some balls, man. That
Yeah.
kept him in the
He
game.
made some good plays, and even moving up, he played in higher divisions, and he played in Division C afterwards, and he made some good plays. Man, he's a good player. Just most people don't necessarily know him, but he's good enough to help a team like Blaze and Confused really excel, and he deserves more credit for what they've been able to do.
All right, Alligator, it's now time for Douche of the Week. Here
Well,
we go.
I'll start with my recap of the game first
Okay,
because I
yes.
was there for the Show Me Your TDs, Diablos game. Show Me Your TDs
Yes.
winning 35-19. I will say Mike O'Donnell looked great.
Oh, your
Only
voice cracking.
I don't know
It's
what's
the
going on
beer
with me. I don't know what's going on with me. 20-24 and like two of his passes were intercepted. One was a bad read and one was a ball that just sort of sailed as a rusher
Okay.
broke in on him. Like Gab Wiseman was playing in an intermediate area. The ball sailed over Mike's receiver, intercepted. It happens.
Sadly, it does.
Yeah, like he made the right read. The ball just didn't go where he wanted it to. Mike's getting great at throwing those like in breaking 12-yard, like not even ins, like 12 and sit kind of thing, where receiver just finds the gap and him and the receiver have to see the hole at the same time, and it's their go-to. They're doing it really well. Alex David especially, Matthew filling in for the injured Daniel O'Donnell.
Mhm.
It appears as though Daniel O'Donnell has torn his ACL again. So
That's
best of
tough
luck
because
to
he
him.
tore his ACL. I remember in front of me
Yeah.
2 years ago, and I remember his pain that he was going through. It was tough to see that.
It's apparently the same knee he hurt while playing soccer, which make sure you kids don't play soccer.
What is soccer?
Exactly.
What's the soccer?
And like so, the other thing is Diablo showed up with a better quarterback, Emile Baudin, who did a good job. Very, very good athlete, moving
Hey,
around the pocket.
For what I saw from that game, I
Yeah,
showed
look
up at like last 10 minutes. It wasn't. It's a different FPF's a different kind of beast. Even if you're good outdoors tackle
Mhm.
quarterback, it's a different thing. But for the last 10 minutes, he played decently well. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't bad. He was not the problem. He wasn't the problem for that team.
The problem was honestly they couldn't stop the Show Me Your TD's defense at all. And so
Offensively?
it's too much pressure to take a new quarterback. It's defense, offense, sorry. But you can't take a new quarterback and expect him to put up 35 points.
I'm just waiting for you to get the douchebag of the week. That's all I care
So
about.
I get to the Mocon
that's why I get to the douchebag.
douchebag of the week.
Oh, you get to the trophy.
So
Hold on before you go to the trophy, please.
there we go. This is the Mocon douchebag of the week. Prior to this game, Show Me Your TDs had to make a roster adjustment due to the injury to Daniel O'Donnell. Bringing in Matthew Hill was on the roster, but they couldn't play in the same games before.
Yep.
So the reason
Roster
Uh,
issues,
roster
caps
issues.
and
So,
stuff.
but both guys were on the team essentially. Because in summer season you're gonna have guys.
Yeah,
missing
you're
games.
gonna have guys missing.
But in this particular game, he was there. The roster transaction was cleared by Rob Campana. They were 0.1 over the cap. Right?
Yeah,
0.1
0.1.
happens. Spoke to Rob. Rob said, "You know what? It's only 0.1. We make the adjustment. FPF has been kind to teams before. We've seen that happen. It's one of those things we don't talk about, but it happens.
Just
Point
some
one
amnesty being
Like
done.
0.1 is not the end of the world.
We're also not going to tell a team you can't play the season in your division,
in your division,
for 0.1
'cause exactly.
when you add 9 different guys with 9 different ratings together and you're 0.1 over.
Exactly. So the thing is that shortly after the game, Francois Martin notices 0.1 of the game. So first of all, first reason of doucheness, Francois Martin, you couldn't be bothered to show up to your game. You replaced yourself with someone better. And you have the arrogance to think they won't replace you full time because honestly, it was a better showing than you could have put up against Show Me Your TDs. and then you complain to Rob like, "Oh, it's 0.1. We should get the forfeit." Come on, bro. You should have beat them. If you kept talking about how good your team was, you should have won the game. What do you need the forfeit for?
He gets angry when you push him a little bit when you
Yeah.
rush him as a quarterback. Can we get the shots fired shotgun, please?
But in all honesty, he's the kind of guy I like making fun of because literally the week before this game, me, Mike Adona, and Francois Martin were all having a beer after the game. So I love Francois. He's a good dude, but he's also one of the most fun guys in FPF to make fun of.
Yes.
It's like top 3.
Yeah,
Top
he's-
3 all time.
He's like
Who's your other 2? You're on the spot now.
Who's my other 2? Give me time. Give me time.
save it for next week.
Sean Abram.
Yes.
Did you
Sean
join
Abram
us later?
and
No, he will not.
and Dan Lazara are my other 2.
There you
Oh
go.
boy,
Danny
Peeze,
boy.
You brought up a point about playoff concepts.
Mhm.
So for those who don't play in Div E or E1 and E2, they have a different style of playoffs where they'll be ranked accordingly to what we think each team should be.
So what we did was in Division E, because we don't know enough about the teams, we sorted them into Division E1 and E2. But the teams that qualify for playoffs will be reseeded into either the E1 or E2 playoffs based on strength of schedule and how they perform during the season.
So should this be applied
Pretty
to
pretty concise, right?
Division DD1 and DD2?
So that's what I was thinking. So the cap system has made games far more competitive and championships far more competitive through the years. However, there's still flaws with the system,
Of course.
and
Like every system.
we don't ultimately know which guys will play the full season and how injuries will affect teams and so on. What do you guys think about re-ranking teams in all the split divisions? So, for example, in Division D, rather than keeping the preseason split, re-ranking them for the playoffs like we do in Division E.
Unlike E, though, D2 has a different cap rating than D1.
I'm saying get rid of that, though.
So,
And,
yeah,
and
the
just
universal
re-rank them
cap rating.
before the playoffs when you have more information.
But let's not forget. So you would need to qualify in Division D1 first,
D2, yeah.
and then you get reseeded into what could be Division 2 D2.
Yeah.
You don't. If you're, let's say 16 teams qualify out of 24, if you're number 17th and you don't qualify, you're not going to get a shot at being in Division D2.
But that's the same thing in Division E.
Yeah, but
Once you qualify for the playoffs,
that's what I'm saying. For
then
the
you're
people
reseeded.
listening
Yeah.
that don't
So-
necessarily notice.
Explain that.
So how many
I
teams do you
wasn't
think
paying
in Division DD2 will be legitimate, not contenders, but competitors in DD1?
Cheat code,
Cheat code,
Yeah.
yeah, they can
Triple
definitely do it.
D2.
tough lungs,
Tough Lungs can do it. Yes,
touched
I
by an
agree.
Angeletti with Gordon Hogan in the roster.
What
Yes.
about Baby Kangaroo?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
GLC.
Yeah.
They've done it before,
Yeah.
right?
Adonis A's.
Maybe.
Actually, I liked what I saw. Other than the physical confrontation in the game, I did like what I saw
Maybe.
from them.
Polarizing team and touched by an Angeletti.
yeah, we just talked about
If
that.
Gordon Hogan's there, yes.
But that's
But
what
see,
I'm saying.
that,
Let's
that,
go
that
more
would be,
depth
let's
to
say,
these
so
guys.
like that
yeah.
would be a good example of a type of situation where maybe a team is worth moving down when you're like, okay, so this team wasn't as good as we thought they were.
Or, no,
you know.
but they're good, but their best player got injured, can't play no more.
Yeah.
We shouldn't penalize the other 8 guys just because.
Yeah.
What about Voodoo, a team that has had higher division experience?
They should be in Division D2. Div D, DD2.
Yeah, I can see them moving down.
Yeah, and they would have, like, they wouldn't be blowing teams out. They would have better success, in my opinion, in Division D, D2.
Yeah, I agree.
Is there that in your mind from scorekeeping Simon for you, Peeze,
Yep.
or GM from watching games in between your games? Is there a drop off, like a huge drop off from DD1 from DD2?
I wouldn't say huge drop off. I think the bottom teams in Division D2 are weaker than the bottom teams in Division D1, but the top tier teams and the difference between each is fairly the same.
Yeah.
The top team in 1 and the top team in 2 could pretty much play against each other. It would be a close game.
Right.
Whereas the 24 team and 24 team would probably be blowout.
We'll go to Step Berardi in a few seconds here. We'll get him online for an update for a Division DD2 update here. Maybe we get like a soundboard, like a Sports Center update jingle in there. You know? Here we
We get a phone ringing instead.
go. Yes, that
We're
could be
different.
the update.
Hello.
Steph.
Hi, Steph.
Hi,
How's it
Steph.
going
We're also
again?
here.
We're calling you again because we're bored.
That's okay. Boredom is good. Boredom is good.
We know that right now in the 8:30 hour in Brossard, there are a game or two that has our interest.
Yeah,
and
ask
that
him
is-
already the Super Saiyans BD Bandits game that just ended.
Yes, we'll recap that game.
The Super
momentarily.
Saiyans came out victorious.
Did they?
Oh, that's interesting.
Hey,
Yes, they did.
I have one question for you. Why isn't the Voodoo Tough Lungs game not updated yet on the website?
Why is which one?
Voodoo Tough Lungs not updated on the league site. There's no
I can
score.
tell you how it ended.
Oh.
That Canvai Uncle got beat
I
for
can tell you
default.
that it
Lost the
ended
game.
too. I don't know.
Ayo.
Might have been a glitch with the
He was very disappointed this morning.
app or something. I'm not sure.
Tough game. Has
All
to
right,
go
no
Steph,
through.
you
problem.
scored
All right,
that game,
an
Steph.
update in
Come
the
on.
Vic in the Box against Team Ethnic. What's going on in Field 2 in Brossard tonight?
Well, right now, Vic in the box is up 18 points. But Team
Wow.
Ethnic is inside the red zone. And they seem to be striving for the end zone right now.
How is Styles Trudeau and that team playing right now? Are they passing the ball to everyone, or is it only to our boy?
Is Max Bureau there?
Well, South Studio hasn't playing the ball. Craig has had Craig Browning has
Craig
been having
Browning,
a good game. Max Burrell has a touchdown. That's the main guy. And he also hit Shamar Toussaint on a deep ball. So he's spreading the ball really well, more than I thought he would.
But that's the thing. When all three guys are there,
It's a good
It's a
team.
very good team. And when one of those guys is missing, it's an incomplete team.
Team Ethic, why are they stalling? How come they can't get things rolling for them right now?
Well, right now they just threw an interception in the end zone, so that's not really helping their case.
Who's the quarterback? Benoit or
The quarterback is Raphael Levy.
That's a real household name right there. So are you given the projection that Vic in the Box will be the victors in about 22 minutes from now?
Victor's
Yeah,
in the
definitely.
box?
They're taking over now. They're probably going to storm down the field and take a 24-point lead.
So there won't be
I
5
would be
plays.
surprised if it takes like max 2 plays to get down there. They've been having their way with the opposing. Look, 40 bomb to Matt, and he caught it. There you go. Like I called it.
Quite the dramatics. Quite the dramatics.
Yeah, well,
Tony Romo over here?
I love that Stefan Berardi seems bored by FPF at all times. Like, yeah, 40 bomb. And
I mean,
he
if
caught
you
it,
score
and that's what I said.
56 games a week at some point.
Well, look, did I not
I will
predict
not.
that it would take
No,
one
but-
or 2 plays maximum for them to have a 24-point lead?
Yeah, and that they do, and
There it
they'll
is.
be 5 plays. You can give yourself an early start to the
They've been-
weekend.
They've been picking at Henry Don. I feel bad for the guy. He's trying his best, but they seem to be besting him. And, so they are up 24 points now.
All
Voice
right.
conversion.
All right, Steph, we'll call you back in 45
And
minutes.
that's the dealio.
All
sounds
right,
good.
We'll call you in 45 minutes.
Thanks, Steph.
All right.
Vic in the Box up comfortably right now, 24-0 on Team Ethnic. Are you shocked by this, boys?
Yes.
Not because
I'm
because
shocked
the
that
roster's good.
that the thing you said you would cover later did not get covered in Super Saiyans against BD
He
Bandits.
did. He talked to it.
Like
Super
it got
Saiyans won.
brushed. Like it got brushed to the
Yeah,
side.
it's just last hour, man. We're present moment now, man. We stick to the present times here.
The most
So in
fun-
present times,
It's a moving news cycle here, Jim. We know that.
Thanks, Mo.
I
No worries.
I'm not surprised by it, simply because they have the best trio of receivers and two-way players in the division. When all three, when
Well-
Shamar Joe Saint, Craig Browning, and
Max Brewer.
Max Brewer are all there,
Mhm.
that's the best trio of two-way players in the division.
Well, I'm surprised by the score, not the result.
I'm not
They-
because they again, you're viewing this team who never has those three guys.
No, I know,
I
but
feel the
Team
same time.
Nick is also a good defense. They should be
They
able to
have
not.
they have pieces that make him formidable.
I don't
but
think that they. With these guys, I agree that Vic in the Box is the favorite, but by 24 points.
Yes.
But hold on, Eagle.
It's a big
If you get
surprise.
like a live standings here for Vic in the Box, they would go to 3-4, if I stand correct, which would put them in a tie with STB in the 6th hole. So that means Full Centers would drop out. So at 3 wins, guys, how many wins
Fine.
would be required to? Would 4 be enough to get in the playoffs at this point for the bottom half of Division D2 for Conference B?
Just to add to that, on top of it, with 3 wins, Hot Boys Hotline have 2 points off of ties. So if there is tie break, the Hot Boys would fall out.
And
Eagles is
deep
hopefully
down, we're
So
kind of
happy with this right now.
Deep down, we're kind of pulling for that to happen, right?
No, we're not.
The rise and
Wha-
fall of Tommy Gatehouse,
Why?
right?
Why'd you hate him so much?
Look, Eagle, his eyes are starting to get
Okay,
more
that's a different
evil.
story. They kicked him out of the team, but why do you hate him so much?
I don't hate him. It's
Then
that
why do
varsity
you-
jacket he wears, that late
why do
short
you wanna-
varsity jacket.
If he gets evicted, is he Tommy Gates homeless?
Tommy Riverdale?
You're still a joke lead.
Yes, I know.
Like, you're not keeping up.
What's up?
So Vic and the Box hold on, they
That's
move
what
up.
Sophie asks.
Do they hold on to a playoff spot if?
Hot Boys?
I know
They
Vic in the
bit-
Box.
Oh, Vic in the Box, I think so. I think they're
Well, they're gonna
gonna
jump up because they're getting the win tonight.
Yeah, they'll be in
So
the 6th hole, perhaps.
yeah, they're gonna jump up to about 6. It would
But-
push Full Senders out for the moment,
But if their guys remain present for the remainder of the season,
but they're not. I know. I spoke to the guys for the season. A lot of the guys are in and out. And
Yeah.
the key one is Max Bura is in and out during the season.
Well,
but will
they're-
he be playoff eligible?
this
yes, but I don't know if he'll be at the games.
Okay.
I don't
3
know if he
games
can make-
left though, and they got Blazing Confused, which they should win.
Mm-hmm.
That should get them
Yes.
probably 4, and then that should be enough. But then they have Adonis A's, which could be very tricky for them. And then the last game, which could very well come down to this one, Full Senders, Vic in the Box, St. Laurent, Wednesday night football. And that'll be on my field, but actually, no, it'll be on Dunn's field. So that could end up being a Week 10 battle between these two teams here for the last playoff spot, but I think they could have it clinched by next week.
I think they
or-
could have it clinched with 4 wins.
Yeah, I think so. I think 4 could be the one. Zach Zorin, boys, is he the 2-way of the year?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's the front runner by a decent amount. That's safe to say that unless something catastrophic happens.
What's amazing is like he was a very good player for a while, but like again, versatile guy, could do a lot of things. But like the confidence from having played in high division now, he's just.
He was always very good, but he was never asked to do so much. It was always this one guy to say, "I'll play corner."
But I think there's a level of confidence too where
I think so too.
he saw himself compete in Division 2.
Yeah, he was.
And he's like, no, I'm a good player. So
But Jim, you
give me stuff to do.
I
No,
believe you
that
played
too.
Zach Zwern, correct?
Played with him?
Yeah.
No.
I thought I apologize.
That's okay. But you can continue your train
Well,
of
you
thought.
you are a man.
Jim,
Of,
answer as if you did play with him.
Okay.
yeah, well, you are a man who's seen competition
You
high
are
and
François
low.
Delarue.
Where do you see him as a player at this point of his career?
I think probably he's definitely playing the best football in FPF of his career. Aside from Simon saying like just a corner, just playing the role that he's asked to do, he is very versatile. But the thing that stands out most to me is crisp routes, great hands. He's always where you need to be, and he can shed the coverage at a moment's notice. So especially on offense, he's a phenomenal player.
What's his ceiling now in terms of the projection of his career, guys? Are we looking at
What's
a guy?
wouldn't the ceiling for everyone be Division 1?
But no, he wasn't
No,
going to
not
play
for
Division
me.
1 though, right? But you know, you're right.
But that's the ceiling.
But
It
yeah,
doesn't-
but for him though, like we know, not everyone wants to play Div 1. So in the reality of things, where do we see him?
In the reality of things, I don't
So
see
you're,
him.
you're asking for his aspiration feeling?
Would,
No.
think he's gonna play Div 1? Probably not. Div 2?
No.
Probably.
He's already played Div 2.
I know, but is that his
3.
ceiling though?
It was 3.
Played Div 2 this season with STL.
No, it wasn't on
It's like
NCL.
Underachievers.
He wasn't on NCL.
B.
He was on
technically.
Laval's
Laval's
finest.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, 3.
So I think he's a very good piece in Division 3 where we saw him play well with the Laval's finest. But I also think realistically that's the highest he's gonna go. Also because that
I
might be
think-
the highest he wants to go.
Yeah, I think I think that's the only reason he couldn't play that way, because you guys have the bias that because you recognize the name, so and so
No.
could not move up and play.
There's guys
For
that
example, you still have a bias against Sam Ashton, for example, because
Oh.
you think he can't play the division just because he hadn't played the division before. Like the thing is, there's talent at all levels in FPF.
It doesn't mean you want to move up to Division 2 or
That's
1.
literally how I started my point. Saying if he doesn't move up, it's because he doesn't want to move up.
But
that's the only
exactly
reason.
what I said. And then you started with this whole argument
No, I started literally with the sentence I just said.
because you just said yes.
You guys act like a married couple now.
Yeah.
Also, now we're the married couple. It's not
I'm
us
on-
anymore.
Yeah,
An
I'm married to a lot of
unhappily
people.
married
You
couple.
guys are
Mo, you
married
can have
couple.
him.
I don't want to, Mo.
I'm married to a lot of people today.
In fact,
According to Mokan.
Yeah.
keep the children, keep the house. I don't want you in my life no more.
Give me the Sunday ticket. We're good.
So I take the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not mine though.
I didn't tell you. I'm coming in.
Keep the Latins.
I'm moving in. Tomorrow.
Gentlemen, in Division D2,
Yes.
5 teams have 5 wins. Ice Up, Gotham Knights, Show Me TDs, Comeback Season, Homo Sapiens.
Yes.
All 5 wins. If you do a Power 4 rankings,
Yes.
who's the 5th place team?
Gum Knights.
Even though they're in the 2-hole right now.
No,
Yep.
see, that's just Simo being stubborn and not actually watching games.
No, I think
No, he doesn't actually know.
that Almost Sapiens is a better team than Gum Knights.
Disagree.
I think that Comeback Season is also a better team. Show Me Your TDs, also a better team. And Ice Up is a better team. I think they're just 5th because the other 4 are better. I don't think it's because of Gum Knights. I just
So
think
These are all like teams that like A will beat B and B will beat C, but C will beat A. Like they'll all beat each other differently.
It's a
Cannibal
love
type
It's a love
situation.
angle. With
Yeah,
all
that's
of them.
fair. But they're only 5th because I think the other 4 teams are better than they are. But that doesn't mean they're not a good team.
For me, I don't think there's a huge difference. In fact, I think Ice Up's playing a little bit out of their element, in my
Okay.
opinion.
I will say
So you
this,
say
though,
Ice Up
gentlemen.
would be the 5th
Yeah.
team? Okay.
I will say this, though, gentlemen. A little insider information.
Vas-y.
The quarterback, Jack,
Zergiotis.
Zergotis?
he's getting some looks, man. Some big-time looks.
From the female persuasion.
No, university
man.
level.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah. So, look,
He's John Abbott's quarterback right now?
yes, that he
So
is.
he knows how to hand the ball off.
All I'm saying is that we could be
Uh,
looking at
hi,
the
Dan.
next. We've seen guys go on to play university level, and wow, they've excelled. He could be the next guy from FPF that could have that potential.
I hope so. Hopefully, honestly,
right now,
for
within
sure,
the
why
I hope
would
Quebec-
nothing for the best.
Why
I'll
would
say
we
this
not
right
hope
now,
for the best for
But here's the
people?
thing, though. The point I'll bring up, though, right? Within the Quebec football community, they think this is the next solid, if not higher end quarterback in the Quebec ranks. But could that be the difference of why ISEP could pull away from the pack and be your number 1 seed in 3 weeks?
Go ahead.
I don't I feel like I've spent the last few weeks saying that Jordan McInnes is as good a quarterback as
Yes, you have.
Yes.
Jack
Plus, he looks like
Douglas.
Lister.
So I don't know if I can change that opinion now.
Sports fan.
You could. It's a reactionary in the league.
Eh.
we are.
Yeah, it is. But I'm going to stick to my guns on this one.
I think it's.
So
My
with 5 plays left, sorry guys, with 5 plays left, who are you picking to win the game? If you had to pick a quarterback to win you one with 5
Oh,
plays.
Jordan, absolutely.
Jordan, who do you guys have? 5 plays left. You're down
Jordan
by
McInnes.
5.
Between the two?
Yeah.
I go
Down
Jordan
by
McInnes
5.
as well.
This is for the Division DD
Well, what-
champion.
I've seen him
The
in a lot of
benefit
late
is
game
they can put him
situations.
as a halfback.
You got 5 plays?
Yeah. 5 plays, you're down by 5.
The thing with Jack is he's
Can
going
Jordan
to
throw it to himself?
Probably.
That'd be awesome.
The thing with Jack is he's going to throw a 40 bomb. They're going to score, and they're going to give the other team 4 plays to score back and win. So I would go Jordan, I guess. But I think
I've seen-
Jack's
I've
the
seen-
better quarterback, but I don't think he's a better
I
game
don't think he's-
manager.
Look, as for tackle, it's a different world entirely.
Of course.
But in FPF, I don't think there's a huge difference between Jordan McInnes and Jack Zergadas. So I've seen Jordan McInnes manage late game situations, and to me, he's one of the best low division quarterbacks in terms of that specific situation. If you need a play, go make a play, and that's what he does. The guy balls out and makes plays when they count.
All right, one more live look. And can you call Steph Barati, please? Want to get an update in the score with Vic in the box, if that is now. Before we call him up,
Before we call him, you said, can we call him?
No, but before you call him
You
up,
can call him. It's physically
18
possible.
points. They win by 18 plus.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll ask him right now.
Hello.
Hi, Steph.
We want to know the
Hi.
score.
Well, I haven't heard from you guys in a while.
Yes.
You missed us.
The score. That's all we want from you. Vic in the box won by how many points?
40-20.
Okay,
Taking
thank you very much.
One last question, Steph. Biggest
Yes,
movie
sir.
or TV spoiler of all time?
Biggest movie or TV spoiler?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch many movies.
All right.
Give me
Thank you
But
very
TV
much.
spoilers, I could tell you that Jon Snow died.
Yeah, there we go. So
Wow.
if you just started watching Game of Thrones and you're
That's
3
big.
seasons behind,
Thank you, Steph. I'll call you in half an hour.
now you know.
All right. It is now time for
Some games that we'll talk about this week.
of the week. Yes.
Nice.
Here we go.
Give me
All about the Dunny. Dun, dun, dun.
take over the sheriff.
Sheriff.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something about the sheriff. Okay, so Louis Manning had a
Louis Manning.
golden opportunity to pick off a ball in front of me and really one up me. Went off his chest, incomplete, and he wears Under Armour high top cleats like he's Peyton Manning.
Hey, I wore them to last season. So GM actually. Yeah,
Sheriff will
it's
lose.
common if you
Those
have.
of us
will
with
lose.
poor ankles have no choice but to do so.
Yes.
And he has the weakest angles.
Oh, yes.
Give me takeover. I think they're gonna start getting right in the ship. Wait, when's the game? Because it'll depend if Will Power is playing the game. Will Power is
Monday at night.
not gonna be there, I don't think. So I changed my pick to the sheriff.
Next.
Half a stars for the show.
Half
This
stars.
is a good game. I'm going to pick half stars from this game. Yeah.
For the show, 1.5, 6 guys.
Yeah, half stars.
And for the show, I have a lot of top end talent, but like it's thin. So give me half a stars because it's thick.
Next.
THICC. You know
Fun
you like it.
Boys, Beer View Mirrors.
Fun Boys are, I think, they're
Better than Supply Command. So
It was
They
the
are-
ugliest game of all time.
Still better.
I'll say this about Fun Boys. I think they're one win away from securing themselves for a playoff spot. Give me Fun Boys.
Against who?
Beer View Mirrors.
Man, Peerview Mirrors are tire fire.
I watched their game this week. So Bobby, their quarterback.
Bobby Spaghetti's.
Yeah, that's not his real name. But
Bobby-
yes.
Bobby it's the best FPF name ever. It's Bobby Spaghetti's.
So
I would eat at a place called Bobby Spaghetti's.
So
and
I
I would
wa-
throw
I wa-
up because I get food
yeah,
poisoning.
for sure.
Probably.
I watched their game week 6.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I watched their game week 7. I was scorekeeping the game. The first drive, they scored. I was like, oh, okay. Maybe last week was a fluke. Second drive, they scored. I was like, okay, last week was definitely a fluke. And then the most ridiculous interceptions. Instead of taking a sack, he just discards a floater in the middle of the field for no reason.
He makes some bad decisions. He's a good play caller and he's got a good arm.
Yeah.
But he makes curious decisions. I think it's just not enough
It looks
familiarity.
like
with
brain
the position.
farts, but it's the way he takes it. And it's like, if
Yeah.
you take the sack or throw it out of bounds, don't throw it in the middle of the field, a floater 20 yards
Yeah.
deep.
All right, next.
It is Longhorns against Sunday Touch Boys.
This is a big playoff game for the Horns. I think they pull it out and keep their playoff
No,
hopes alive.
they're done.
Ooh.
Like I love the dudes. They're great guys.
Hot take right here.
But like at
Lukewarm.
one point,
Hmm?
you can't
Lukewarm.
keep 1 foot in the crypt and 1 foot on the field. Like they're old.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. Last game, please.
Mutation Hot Boys Hotline.
Mutation's been so bad. They won this week because
Mo
someone
was
has
so
to win that game.
reactionary. He said mutation without even thinking
Yeah.
of
It's
like
like
how
they've
good
been
or
so
bad. they
bad.
were.
Because if Mo had to pick one guy to bid against, it was always be Tom Gatehouse.
Yeah.
For some reason, he
that-
hates the dude.
It's that varsity jacket
He's
he wears.
hateable though. He's hateable.
Yeah.
Why?
He's a ginger. He has no soul.
Like I like
No, you hate him. Just say it.
I like female gingers. Something about them attracts me to them.
Okay.
Don't know.
A window to the soul of Mokan.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm serious. I just find them to be attractive. Who you got?
Yo, so the first time you had like you like found some alone time with yourself as you were becoming an adolescent, the Wendy's chick from the cup.
No, not her. Not Wendy.
What?
Not Wendy.
What?
No. Not Wendy Thomas. Who you got, Wendy?
Oh, boys hotline.
All right. Magic words, please.
Meat is murder, but murder's also murder.
Good night, Cleveland.
You think so? You think he's not going?
I think so.
We'll find
There's
out
only-
literally.
Was it Kirsten Dunst in the first Spider-Man movie?
No. Are you seeing here? Are you seeing here?
So we're still ending the show, Rob. Perhaps you should know how your own show works.
Wow, you seeing here? You seeing here?
Can you put some pants on?
And that's how.